Hello, and welcome to this week's episode of The Extra Point. My name is Orleans Francois, and in today's show, we will talk NBA, Monmouth basketball, and of course, our Super Bowl predictions. Let's kick it off to Nate and Notori with the pro sports.
Thank you, Worls. Man, a lot of stuff to talk about today, right, Notori?
Let's get to it.
Let's. The Dallas Mavericks defeated the Cleveland Cavaliers 104-97 on Monday night. Dirk Nowitzki led the Mavericks in scoring with 24 points and 11 rebounds, and Wesley Matthews had 21. LeBron James, meanwhile, led the Cavs with 23 points and 8 rebounds. The Cavs are currently 4-7 in their last 11 games, and they are struggling. What do you think about that?
That they are.
No
I
shot
don't know.
there.
I just a team like the Cavs, I don't think they should be struggling this much. And losing your 4-7 in your last games, it's not an okay thing.
Well, I guess it's just a mid-season slump, to be honest.
It happens. You're right.
It happens to the best of them.
But hey, I mean, LeBron James. I don't know. I just feel like, you have so many different aspects on your team. It can't only be him as a one-man show. I don't know. I feel as though if they want to keep it continuing, they just got to kick it up in these next few games, and can't lose anymore.
Fair enough, but the All-Star break is coming up, so let's see how they perform after that.
I guess we'll see. Right. The Atlanta Hawks defeated the New York Knicks 142-139 in a quadruple overtime Sunday afternoon. Carmelo Anthony led all scorers with 45 points, but he fouled out after the second overtime period. Paul Millsap led the Hawks with 37 points and 19 rebounds, and Dwight Howard added 19 points and 13 boards. The Knicks lost their second game in a row, finishing January with a 5-11 record.
Well, I'm the Knicks fan here, so let me just say this. I'm not surprised.
None of us are. I'll be honest with that.
I think I'm surprised Dwight Howard had such a good game.
Well, after being dunked on, you have to come back. After being dunked on the way he got dunked on, but you have to come back somehow.
Yeah.
Carmelo Anthony, people haven't seen him be Carmelo in a while. I honestly, I don't know. I feel like being on the team that he is now, the Knicks, he's too much of a veteran.
Anymore.
He's too old. He's too old for the new team. I just feel like the Knicks need to trade him. It may suck, and maybe he doesn't want to leave, but I feel like for him, it'd be better if he left.
Give him to the Nets. I'll take anyone.
Carmelo belongs on a team where he can show out just as any other veteran. A team like the Knicks, it's not where he needs to be right now.
Yeah.
Well, we're going to take a quick break, but when we return, we'll be right back with more Hawk TV, channel 12.1.
A boy born in Joplin, Missouri was fascinated by anything with wheels and a motor. The odds of him going on to fascinate millions with his talent? 1 in 260,000. The odds of this born racer having 157 career top 10 finishes in NASCAR? 1 in 125 billion. The odds of him winning both the Daytona 500 and the Brickyard 400 in the same year? 1 in 195 million. The odds of a child being diagnosed with autism? 1 in 88. I'm NASCAR driver Jamie McMurray, and my niece has autism. Learn more at autismspeaks.org/signs.
Welcome back to The Extra Point here on Hawk TV. We're now going to debate some of the hottest topics in sports with Matt and Trap. Guys, our first topic comes from college basketball. Grayson Allen's antics continue Monday night as he was shown stepping on foot of his defenders. Is it time for Duke to cut him from the team?
No. You can't cut him from the team. Look, and we'll obviously expand on what the antics actually are, but you can't cut Grayson Allen from the team because, as I explained to you before we went on, Duke doesn't get to keep a lot of players for a long time. It's a team of McDonald's All-Americans that come in throughout the generations, and now you have a junior on your team who's going to probably stay 4 years, something that Coach K isn't used to. So you can't cut him. You could try to maintain him, but again, we'll get into that a little later.
I thought we were going to agree the whole segment, but I disagree with you here.
Cut him?
Cut him. I really do, Trap. Listen, Duke is one of those historically established programs in the sense that you have that pedigree of players coming in and out. I think it looks really bad on the program if you have a guy like Grayson Allen running around tripping and stepping on people. And listen, I know it seems drastic to cut him, especially after what he's done for the program. No, but it makes a statement to the rest of the team to say, hey, look, if you mess around like this, you are going to get cut. It's one of those no tolerance situations to the point where they're not going to let this happen, because you look at all the personalities you have on that team too. You have the #1 overall player in the high school recruiting class from last year, Harry Giles. You have 2 more All-Americans in Marquise Bolden, Jason Tatum. You have a lot of personalities that aren't meshing right now.
Matt, that I understand, but Duke is one of the most prestigious schools in terms of college basketball in the world, if not the most.
Exactly.
Right there with UNC. So Grayson Allen is not going to be the one who takes them down a step.
Well, yeah, that's why I'm saying you should cut him.
What I'm saying is that his antics, and again, he's tripped people, he's stepped on people's foots, he's argued, he's screamed, he's gotten things thrown at him and thrown things at people. I don't think that Grayson Allen is going to be the one to take Duke from being prestigious to, let's say, dirty.
See, I think the only reason that Coach K is reluctant to cut him to begin with is because there's probably something deeper in terms of something that clicks in his mind when he's on the court, because you could see on the court he just acts so differently off the court. I've read articles in the past where he's so humble and soft-spoken off the court. He gets on there and he's whining like a petulant child. And I mean, it's just such a drastic transformation to the point when I say there's probably something not all right when he's on the court.
You hit on something there, because Coach K, when he recruits kids, he doesn't just recruit them for basketball. He recruits them because of who they are. He goes and he talks to their families, and it's usually Duke versus UNC. Sometimes throw Kentucky in there, where are they going to go? And it really comes down to that chemistry between the coach and what he feels like with the players. But I think even more than Grayson Allen's antics this year is the fact that he's averaging 6 less points than he was last year. Now, you know, as a big college basketball guy, anytime you degress, especially in points per game, that's an issue at the college level. If anything, you should be getting better every year. Now, last year he had a great year. He averaged 21.6 per game. But this year he's averaging 15. He also plays horrible defense.
Yeah, and I think it's also attributed to the fact of all the All-Americans that they brought in this year.
Oh, of course.
Jason Tatum's probably going to go top 5 in the draft. You have Harry Giles, who's starting to get more and more minutes coming back from injury. But I do agree with you, when you degress that much, it's cause for concern. But
And look, it's tough to play at the high ACC level when you're not a McDonald's All-American, and you're not someone who's going to go there and play 1 year and go. Grayson Allen doesn't have that talent.
I think the great part about Grayson Allen is that he had that big tournament a couple years ago.
Yeah.
He stayed for his sophomore year, and then he stayed again for his junior year. But look, after all these antics in the past year and a half to 2 years, his draft stock has fallen pretty fast to the point where you wonder, hey, if he came out as a freshman, maybe he would have been drafted higher and we wouldn't be talking about all of this.
Well, that'll do it for our first topic. We'll be back here for our next topic here on The Extra Point.
There are a million places you'd never consider texting. So why would you do it while driving? Leave risky driving to the professionals. Stop the texts, and together we can stop the wrecks.
I look up to a lot of the older heads, you know, the innovators, the heads of the art movements of the past. They kept it really edgy, and like a lot of the Latin American muralists and Latin American artists, and their styles were very unique and new to their time. You know, somewhat controversial, but that's who I look up to mainly. Personally, I'm very excited about going to college. It's something new and it's something different than what I'm used to. I'm definitely going to be a little out of my element, but that's what makes it so exciting, is that, you know, it's something fresh. Well, there's so many opportunities that I think I could miss out on if I didn't go, you know? Getting into college takes planning and vision. You know, it's just like when I take a brick wall and turn it into a canvas for my art. Paintings help me realize that I've got what it takes.
Welcome back to The Extra Point. Our second topic comes from the NBA. LeBron James and Charles Barkley have been exchanging words over the past few days. What do you guys make of this feud?
Definitely an interesting feud. I think this kind of has been brewing for a couple of years with LeBron. He's been frustrated this season, and rightfully so. The Cavs are kind of struggling right now, coming off a loss to Dallas. Charles Barkley made some comments about LeBron, saying that he's whiny and that everything has been put in place for him in Cleveland to win. They got J.R. Smith back. They acquired Kyle Korver. They acquired Iman Shumpert and kept him around. So Charles' comments were a little bit poorly in poor taste, because how are you going to hate on a guy like LeBron James, who's really put together maybe the best 5-year run of any basketball player ever? But LeBron, the way he's handled this, he kind of made it a little bit personal about Chuck, talked about some issues he had. And I didn't really like the way LeBron handled it either. So this is kind of a tough feud for the NBA, and I think they want it to kind of go away as quick as possible.
By the way, this hasn't been something that's been going on for the past few years. It's really been since LeBron came into the league when he was 18 years old.
true.
Charles Barkley has always had it out for LeBron James. I don't know what it is. And I think this is the stigma that kind of makes me not like the field that I'm going into, is the fact that sports journalists and sports broadcasters can't stand the people who are at the top in the sports that they're covering. I mean, we should be admiring these people who are changing the sport. LeBron James has revolutionized basketball in ways that maybe only MJ ever did. And Charles Barkley knocking him for that, well, then who is the best basketball player in the world, Charles Barkley?
Well, what does LeBron have that Charles Barkley doesn't have?
Championships.
I mean, that's
championships and much better stats. Keep in mind, Charles Barkley never averaged over 25 points per game per season. So, I mean, look, I understand that LeBron probably shouldn't be personal with broadcasters that are covering him and will be covering him until the day he retires and after that. But this is a guy who takes stuff every day of his life.
Yeah.
And if there's anyone he's going to go back at, it's going to be someone with the status of Barkley.
Yeah, and to go back to the TNT crew as a whole, it's not the most analytical crew. This isn't, some breakdown, detailed basketball 101. These are ex-players kind of having fun and joking around. So for LeBron to take this seriously, yeah, I mean, it reached its tipping point because Cleveland is struggling under 500 in January. But Charles Barkley, I don't think even watches most of the games that he talks about. And
Joe, one more thing I have to say, though, because LeBron and his little tyrant against Barkley, after Barkley, keep in mind, Barkley went at LeBron first. It wasn't LeBron. LeBron's was a retaliation. He said that Barkley broke a window, spit on a kid, which, okay, it's all arbitrary to us. But at the end, he talked about Barkley's famous commercial. And that was when he came out and said, I'm not a role model and don't expect me to be a role model. And I kind of agree with LeBron. I think that commercial was disgusting. Now, look, we had this discussion in my class just today. Being a role model is something that you don't have the choice when you're a pro athlete, especially when you're it doesn't, it's not a question of are you or not. It's you are. Are you a good or bad one? So for Charles Barkley to come out, however long ago that was, and say, don't expect me to parent your kids, no one's asking you to parent our kids. We're asking you to be a good person. You're who our kids are watching every night when they go home. Be a good person.
And to me, there's no better role model in the NBA than LeBron James, who for 14 years has stayed out of trouble, hasn't really generated any headlines other than the decision. The way he handled that was poor, but that was a promotional thing. That was a marketing thing that got the NBA.
Yeah, he was 26 at the time.
Yeah, and he was young, and he has been really somebody for not only athletes to look up to, but young men and young women kind of succeeding in life. And he's given back. He's done everything he could do. He's been a great father, and Charles, to call him whiny, little out of bounds to me.
I mean, my only thing I have a problem with is that LeBron crossed that line because he went to his personal issues. He brought up his past, He said he drinking problems and all that. So I think it's just don't cross that line. That's the only thing.
With World, but keep in mind, Charles Barkley wasn't even a fan of LeBron when he left and then went back to Cleveland.
Yeah.
I mean, and that's what everybody wanted him to do.
All right, definitely. All right, well, we can agree to disagree. That wraps it up for our second topic. We'll be back here with the extra point.
True definition of hero. You've been a hero. Took a heroic effort.
Every day we bring to our fans the world of sports. We speak of heroes and heroism, but there are days when sports matter little and heroes matter more. These heroes don't hit walk-off homers or buzzer-beating threes. They simply made a plan for what to do when disaster strikes. You never know when you might need to be the hero, because you never know if today is the day before a natural disaster. Prepare, plan, be a hero. Visit ready.gov.
We are back here on the Extra Point. Our final debate topic comes from the NFL. It's that time of the year. Super Bowl 51 is Sunday night. Falcons, Patriots. What do you guys think will transpire?
Nate, you could start it off. Go ahead.
All right. First of all, I'm going to say this right now. Chris Hogan, I love you, man. I'm sorry. I even got the Rampo green tie here for you, but ATL, rise up, baby. That's all I have to say.
With him.
I think Tom Brady is going to get his 5th Super Bowl ring on Sunday night. I really do. I think that as much as the Falcons have had a very impressive season, and I think that they do have the weapons and the assets to pose a threat for the Patriots, I don't think they're going to be able to pull it off.
See, that's where you're wrong, kiddo. Personally,
Kiddo! Oh my God, don't disrespect me like that. Go.
Well, personally, I think the Falcons are the most real offense the Patriots have faced all season long. Because let me tell you, the Patriots have had it way too easy this year. They had like the 7th easiest schedule in the NFL, and their playoff run was, let's just say their opponents were suspect at best. The Texans, well, they're from the AFC South. My high school football team could beat the AFC South. And personally, the Steelers, it's kind of hard to take them seriously when they beat the Chiefs with only field goals and think they could pose a threat to the Patriots in the AFC Championship game. So I'm going to say the Patriots had a really easy time to get to this game. The Falcons, meanwhile, I think a lot of people doubted them against the Seahawks, proved them wrong. No one had them against the Packers. It was like 31-0 by halftime. I just got to go with the Falcons on this one. I mean, they got Julio Jones and Mohamed Sanu, not to mention they got Matt Ryan, MVP, and they got Coleman and Freeman, the 1-2 punch, and then they got that defense. Oh my God. Vic Beasley, Deion Jones, Keanu Neal, Desmond Trufant, Dwight Freeney. Does that name sound familiar to Tom Brady? That's all I got to say. ATL, rise up. Dirty Birds.
I don't know. I really just think that the Patriots are going to win this. I see what you're saying, because I like Atlanta's offense, but I like the Patriots more. I don't know. I am going to put all of my trust in Tom Brady to win that game. It pains me to say it. I am a diehard Giants fan, so there's no one I would like to see lose more than Tom Brady, but I really think that he is going to be able to pull it off.
I mean, hey, the Giants beat the Pats twice. Why don't you let someone else have a turn?
Well, would you mind me putting my opinion on this?
Go ahead. Let's hear it out.
I am sick and tired of the Patriots. I'm rolling with my boy, Nate here.
Of course
I want ATL to win. ATL stand up. I got the Falcons winning the Super Bowl 51. That high-powered offense, of course, with Matt Ryan as the quarterback. League MVP, in my opinion. You got Julio Jones, one of the best, if not the best wide receivers in the league. And, man, I want a new team to rise up. I'm sick and tired of Patriots always winning, hogging the spotlight. It's time for a new team to win the Super Bowl. I'm going with the Falcons.
And, hey, for the Falcons, what better way to move into a brand new stadium than with raising a Super Bowl banner?
Definitely.
I can agree with that, but what I'm hearing, I mean, you did have some very good points of how they have a tremendous backfield along with Julio Jones, who poses a threat as a wide receiver. So he has weapons. Matt Ryan has a lot of weapons to use. But I feel like it's coming like a lot of hate for the Patriots. And I feel like that's why everyone wants Atlanta to win. Why? Just because it's fun to hate on the Patriots? It's because I know it's fun.
They are technically
would love it.
They have been the best team for the better part of the last decade.
I know. So, but what I'm saying is, why just hate on them when clearly they're doing something right, you know? And that's why I'm just going to have to go with them.
I'm not the type to hate on the Patriots. Personally, I hate it when people diss the Patriots for the dumbest reasons possible. Like when they tell them cheating, guess what? Your team cheated too. But I just personally believe that the Falcons are the team right now. That's just from, look, I'm a Vikings fan, all right? My team sucks. And when my team sucks, it gives me a chance to analyze other teams from a neutral perspective. And from my neutral perspective, I think the Falcons got this. I think Matt Ryan's finally going to rise up. I think Julio Jones is finally going to rise up to take that upper echelon spot of wide receiver. And I think Atlanta's just going to rise up.
I don't know. I just feel like coming off the Patriots, I mean, yes, Atlanta had a huge last game, but I feel like that was almost very easy for them. You know,
easy.
Yes.
All right.
Did you see how that game was at halftime? It was a joke. Just wait 1 second. No. And all I have to say is the Patriots fought for their last game. I think right now they are just going to keep going. I'm taking the Patriots.
Well, we'll have to leave it at that. We can agree to disagree. We'll be back here with the Extra Point here on Hawk TV.
For those dealing with the struggles of caring for a loved one, we hear you. Visit aarp.org/caregiving for advice and support.
Welcome to the Hawks Nest. My name is Matt DeLuca alongside Mike Trapasso. And Mike, it was a historic night Monday night as the Monmouth men's basketball team traveled up to Marist. They won 83-71, but that wasn't the headline. It was the little guy, as I like to say, Justin Robinson, breaking the all-time scoring mark in Monmouth basketball history.
Yeah, so number 12 is now the all-time leading scorer in Monmouth basketball history, surpassed John Giraldo and Alex Blackwell. Now, what made that night more special, again, we'll get into his performance in a little bit, but what made that night a lot more special in Poughkeepsie was the fact that Justin Robinson went to high school 30 minutes from where Marist is, and he had a lot of friends and family there. Actually, they took up about a third of the seating in the building. And it was just a special night for him. And we kind of debated all week. Do we want it to happen at home? Does Justin want it to happen at home? Well, it did happen at home. It happened in Poughkeepsie for J-Rob.
And I think it's better that he got it up there because, as you mentioned, only 30 minutes north of where he grew up in Lake Katrine. And we were talking on the bus ride up about wanting to stop by his high school. And we were so close. And I think, going back to the point, though, it's better that he got it up there because he comes home Friday night. All the top scorers I just read are going to be there. Alex Blackwell, John Giraldo are going to be there to help honor him after the game against St. Peter's. So I think that's going to be a great tribute to the best player who ever put on that Monmouth basketball uniform.
And King Rice on the King Rice show last night said not only is Justin going to be the best player that he's ever coached, but he's going to be the most special because of how he does it. This kid is 5'8". He only had one Division I offer, Monmouth University, and a lot of people are probably shaking their heads about that now. Keep in mind, not only has Justin Robinson broken the all-time scoring record, he's on pace to completely shatter it. It was 1756. He's well past that now with a 24-point outing when he only needed 12. And again, how about the moment when he broke it?
So let's walk our viewers through that. So we were sitting on press row for that game. We had the call.
We're actually in the picture.
Yeah, we
when
are.
He shot it.
Right for the viewers back home. We're right behind his legs. But he comes up the court and pulls up on that transition three that he does so well, nails it in that immediate sigh of relief and exhale, and you could see it on his face. And then, get this, Marist goes down and hits a three.
Yeah, Clint Hart.
And then Robinson comes back and hits a three. Then Marist goes and hits another one, and then Robinson hits another three. An incredible sequence, back and forth action. Robinson went on a 9-0 scoring run himself.
Here's a nice little tidbit for you. I was talking to J-Rob last night, and he said that when he got it, he really didn't know for like the first 2 seconds. He kind of got back on defense, and then Austin Tillman came over to him, kind of dabbed him up and was like, congratulations. And Robinson was like, congratulations for what? And then he was like, oh my gosh, it hit me. And you know, all the fans that were there for him, his friends and family were just going nuts. The building was crazy, but there was still a game to be played. And as Matt said, Hart came down and hit 2 threes, and Robinson hit 2 more. It was just a crazy moment. At Marist.
You couldn't get a better sequence than that, too. And I think it really sums up Justin Robinson as a player to not lose focus. And he got a milestone like that, and then he responds with 2 more three-pointers right after that. And I think really what makes him a great leader is the fact that he never loses focus on the end goal, which was the game that they eventually won.
I have one more point for you, Matt. Justin is going to keep on scooping as we go forward, but keep this in mind. If Monmouth gets to the NCAA tournament, they're going to have to win 3 games in the MAC tournament. First, they're going to have to win the MAC. He averages 20 points per game from here on out and gets 1 game in the NCAA tournament. He hits 2,000.
I see you did your homework there, and I will pose one more question to you.
Actually, he told me that, but.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So he's doing the math.
Yeah.
So one final question. There's a guy right behind him, the quiet guy on the team, Micah Seaborn, and there's a lot of talk. I've read an article today by Josh Newman of the Asbury Park Press who said, this record could be broken in 2 years. We could be doing this all over again. Do you think Micah Seaborn has a chance to surpass J-Rob for that record?
Look, Micah Seaborn, he hails from Texas. He's played with NBA talent Emmanuel Mudiay, who was drafted 8th overall. Jalon Hornbeek was one of the reasons why Micah even came here. He's obviously incredible. But it's going to be a little different next year when he's the guy. And when teams are keying in on him instead of keying in on Justin Robinson, it's going to be a little different. Micah's still going to get his, but I don't know if he's going to get the record.
Well, it was in a historic night, Monday night. The Monmouth men's basketball team not only won for their 10th victory in conference, but Justin Robinson had an incredible milestone. He was eating on Monday night. So that will just about do it here for the Hawks Nest. For Mike Trapasso, I am Matt DeLuca. Stay tuned here on The Extra Point here on Hawk TV, channel 12.1.
The odds of this boy achieving his dream in fashion? 1 in 23 million. The odds of having a child diagnosed with autism? 1 in 88. I am Tommy Hilfiger. Learn more at autismspeaks.org/signs.
My name is Mike Trapasso, and my Super Bowl pick is the Atlanta Dirty Birds. Honestly, they have the best 1-2 punch in the league with Tevin Coleman and Devonta Freeman, and they have the #1 receiver in the NFL in Julio Jones. They're going to beat Matt DeLuca's Patriots 31-24.
My name is Craig Smith, and my pick is the New England Patriots because they have the best quarterback and coach in NFL history.
My name is David Robson, and I'm going with the Atlanta Falcons because, the Patriots just have one too many by this point, and Tom Brady, he's kind of a smug guy, and that's for you, DeLuca.
My name is Jillian Young. I think the Patriots are going to win, although I really, really hope they lose because Matt loves the Patriots, and I want him to come into the office super silently on Monday.
I'm Brie Merriman, and I really want the Falcons to win because I really love a good underdog story, and they haven't won in a while, so I'm really hoping that they pull through and they beat the Patriots. Also, it doesn't hurt that Matt DeLuca's team would be losing.
My name is Matt DeLuca, executive producer of The Extra Point. For the Super Bowl, I think it's going to be a good game, very high scoring. Let's face it, the New England Patriots defense is incredibly underrated. You have guys like Dante Hightower and Devin McCourty, Pro Bowl, all-pro talents. I look at this, the Falcons defense, very fast, but I know a guy by the name of LeGarrette Blount who's going to use his power, running style to really slow down that defense, set up the passing game for Tom Brady. So for that reason, I'm going to go with my New England Patriots by a score of 31-23. Your MVP will be LeGarrette Blount. So on Monday, everyone's going to come in and see me and wonder why I was the only one who picked the New England Patriots.
My name is Vincent Caranta, and I'm hoping that the Falcons win. Honestly, both teams had a pretty good season this year, but Patriots, they're in it every other year, and I think this year is Atlanta's year.
Hi, my name's Haley Gasparine, and my Super Bowl pick is the Falcons. And I picked them because I just want Matt DeLuca to lose. I don't even watch football.
My name's Russ Seminaro. I think it's going to be a phenomenal Super Bowl game. I could go either way, honestly. Matt Ryan, I think he's going to be MVP, deserves it. Mohamed Sanu went to my high school, rooting for him. But I honestly want to see Tom Brady get at least 2 more rings. I don't think there's going to be a player like him for a very long time. I think the Patriots are going to get this.
All right. Hey, my name is Nicole DeSarno, and my Super Bowl pick is going to be the Falcons just because everyone else seems to hate the Patriots, so I'm just trying to hop on the bandwagon. And also, everyone's just making fun of DeLuca, so I thought I'd also jump on that.
I'm Joe Lozito, and my Super Bowl pick is the New England Patriots because they have the best quarterback of all time and the best head coach of all time.
My name is Nate Gonzo, and I'm going to have to go with the Atlanta Falcons in this one. Atlanta's going to rise up. And DeLuca, I know you're going to hate the game, but honestly, I think the Falcons just got it this one. They got Julio Jones. They got a 1-2 punch. And my final prediction, 31-23 Falcons.
All right, my name is Whirlins, a.k.a. Whirls Francois, and I'm going with the Atlanta Falcons. I can't stand the New England Patriots. They're always in it every year. It's time for a new team to rise up. ATL, rise up. Julio Jones, best wide receiver in the league. Matty Ice gets his first Super Bowl ring. Let's go, Falcons. Woo! That will do it for this week's episode of The Extra Point. If you guys have any questions, comments, or topic suggestions, hit us up at HawkTV12.com. For everyone at The Extra Point, my name is Whirlins Francois, and we want you to get the point.